Welcome back to my YouTube channel Conversationist. Thank you for tuning in, especially if you're here for the very first time. I say a very big welcome to you. Now we've been talking about very amazing things. Would you mind subscribing? Would you mind liking? Would you mind sharing? Would you mind engaging on the comment section, which is the biggest part of what we do here? Because above all else, please engage. Engage. Let's chat. That's why we are conversationists. We're having conversations, right? And it's free. Subscription is free. You don't have to pay anything. It's for what it is. So I'm still shooting in the natural light though. Okay. How did you find the last episode? How was it? How was it? What do you think about it? What's your story? Do you have a story there? It's yours different. It's yours just with the videos. I mean, like with pornographic videos. It's yours with the books. Or your addiction is something else. Is it drinking or what? I don't know. But right now I want to talk about, because I was sharing my story there, has to do with when I was a teenager. So I'm not sharing that the experience I had, all of those experience I had about sexual, about pornography was as a teenager, actually less than a teenager, and then my teenagehood. Those were the experience I was having. And it has led me to ask this question. We're in the 21st century. This is 2025. And there's a lot of sexualization. Are you aware of how sexualized the world has become with the things around you? I don't know if sexualization is enough a word to encompass what I'm trying to describe. Maybe eroticism? I don't know. Let's look at the gym, just the gym. And most of these things are tilted towards the female folk because we are the one who make the world go around sexually, primarily, whether we like it or not, right? And one of the biggest language in the 21st century that is being abused, human rights. So you use that human rights with the way you dress him into the gym. I mean, I once watched a celebrity some time back, some years back, although I think that was last year or so. And he was commenting on how he came to congratulate women on social media, to thank them for chasing him out of the gym because of the way we dress to the gym. And of course, I know you can even run here and start talking about how it's a free world, human rights and all whatnot. I don't know. It's scary the way everything we do, we have to sexualize it just so we feel like we are seen. And then we get defensive when we are told we are doing it for a purpose. And we say, no, we're doing it for ourselves. I can do the way I want, dress the way I want, talk the way I want. I can do bad all by myself, quote unquote. And then there's another quote unquote going on. Do you? All of these terms are not terms that personally I get shaken by them, like I get moved by them because I want to understand the context in which you're using those terms. What do you mean by do you? In what context are you using it? What do you mean by I can do bad by myself? In what context are you using it? I'd like to get your opinions on that because it all boils down to one thing. Let's look at the teenagers. Let's not just look at the teenagers, how this sexualization is affecting them because they are so in tune with pornography. They're so addicted to it. It's like a food that they can't do without right now. They are so addicted to it and they'll want to practice, replicate what they see in the videos, what they read in the books. Most of the time now, they don't have time for reading. They'll probably not be reading like I was reading in 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, when I was reading those books, right? But they want to act on it. What are the things we're exposing? Even the ones who are younger than they are, the preteens now, I mean like the children, the younger, the very younger ones. What are we exposing them to? How does this thing affect them? Whew, it's ruining teenagers. Pornography is ruining them. It ruins them so much that a child, because they're children, right? You see a teenage boy, my focus is on the boy, and his hands are in his pants, and he's just masturbating continuously. I want to ask this question. I don't know why sometimes men put their hands in their pants. I don't want to assume that it's all because they're always masturbating. No, no, no. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the way your sexual organ is, and you just feel sometimes you just feel to be patting yourself around. I'm not saying you're masturbating, but a lot of our children are doing that. Our boys. Our boys are doing it so much. They are so addicted to it. It's like a food that they need to eat. It's like food drinks that they need. They need it in their system to stay alive, to function. I cannot talk about it enough. I don't think we'll ever exhaust it. I hope we get to have conversations with some of these people and how they get there and what their struggles are. How many of them have successfully been able to break free from this pornographic addiction? The boys. Because now we are not just scared that men are raping children. The teen boys are doing likewise. The law may say they can't go to jail. Maybe. I don't know what the law is where you are. In your state, in your country, in your continent, how it functions, where you live. But now we have teenage rapists. We have teenage rapists. I can tell you that for sure. Oh, it's out there. And I don't know. There are so many factors that contribute to them becoming that way. They're spiritual, they're emotional, they're psychological. Everything, the society, the media is one of the biggest things. And the media carries a spirit. Every media carries a spirit. Life is spiritual. So I'm not about to shy away from it. If you don't believe that, that's okay. But I'm going to say because it's what I've seen, it's what I believe it's happening. Every media house out there has a vision, has something they want to achieve. They have kinds of content they want to put out there. They have a kind of audience they want to attract to their network. So the morals for media A may not be for the same for B. The vision or the rules that works with Ross may not be what works with the other network. So they may ditch some of the things we call morals here just so they get to their target audience. The boys are not having it good. And it's showing in their behavior. It's showing in the way they treat the young girls around them, the little ones that are left with them. They want to experiment. Because I don't know what the boys' eyes are doing, examining, or their hands are doing, examining it, and not a little girl's vagina or whatever. I don't know what the boy is doing, sending his fingers and his penis into the anus of a different young man. That's happening because we are talking about homosexuality among full-grown adults. We have the younger adult, the teenagers practicing this thing. Like to some of them they are experimenting, but is that real experimentation? Because when you're done experimenting and you want to go out, you just find yourself that you're already addicted. You can't move. You can't move. You just stay there. So now you have different titles you give yourself. I'm not straight. So are you bent? Because I don't even know where we came from with the name straight. If there are people who are straight, are there ones who are bent? Some of these names sound so modern and beautiful when we are referring to somebody who is straight. I know when we refer to somebody straight, we're referring to somebody who is heterosexual. That is somebody who is sexually attracted to the opposite sex and not their sex. Then homo now is same sex. So the ones who now they're dribbling between boys and girls. The boy he makes out with girls sexually and then he makes out with boys. Now we have a name for them, bisexual. What does that even mean? Where are we headed with the boys? I tell you what, we're headed to very disastrous marriages where these boys will be marrying women and their major sexual partners will probably be men. Or when they are addicted and they've watched so much of the pornography, by the time they want to actually be involved or be married or have a relationship with a woman and want to be sexually active, because at the end of the day, it's a choice you make by yourself, depending on your moral standing and the boundaries you create around your life, your belief system and all of that. By the time you want to indulge, you find out that probably you don't have an erection. And it's not because the other person is not good enough. It's with you because of the image you've built over the years. So the only time an erection has to come is when you masturbate or when you watch those videos or when you read those books. If you don't get to watch those videos, you are not aroused or in tuned for sex. And those are not natural occurrences because God didn't make us that way. Okay. Have I talked too much? I'd like to hear your comments on the comment section. Please remember to keep them as respectful as always. I'll see you shortly.